Cowboys summer vacation is officially underway. Never understood why the NFL players want to do it this way. They work out with their teams from late April to mid-June, and then they take 6 weeks off before getting back together for training camp, and we wonder why there are so many injuries in the preseason. The players say they'll stay in shape, and the coaches hope they stay out of trouble, too.
Taking a little time off, but keeping your body in the shape that you need it to be. Because when you get in training camp, we're rolling and you need to be in game shape. So let's get my body right, but taking a little time from the game for the most part.
A time to step back and relax and, you know, take a break, but not really a break. You know, you still got to work out. I think it's definitely important to just, you know, get some time to yourself.
The biggest part of these next 5 weeks is for guys to get away from it for a minute and then get back at it. Making sure that when they're on their own, they're doing the things necessary each and every day to have them come in and be in the best shape of their lives.
And it took less than 24 hours on summer vacation for word to come down that David Irving is suspended the first 4 games of the season.
You know, I was doing radio with Tim Kalishaw this week, and on Thursday when David Irving spoke, and we spent a whole bunch of time listening to what he had to say and then saying, you know, I realize talk is cheap, but it really does sound like the myriad of issues that this guy has, that he kind of now has a handle on all this. And then literally 24 hours later, just as we're getting ready to go on the air on Friday, the news breaks that he's out for 4 games, and you're thinking you've just been so totally conned, and you're just so totally disappointed. And you're disappointed as a Cowboy fan. You're disappointed for the team because clearly they are counting on him. They need him to be that player who's a sack-a-game guy, pushing stuff around in the middle of that line that can give their defense a chance to perhaps force some turnovers, which has been a Cowboys bugaboo for the last several years.
Speaking of turnovers, how much does this team need an Earl Thomas? Those rumors out there.
I mean, really, what's it going to take? I mean, it shouldn't take much at this point, right? I mean, Seattle knows they're going to lose him. They've got to try to get something for him. To me, getting Earl Thomas would be the equivalent of back in 1992 when the Cowboys traded for Thomas Everett. And we saw how that young secondary really became stabilized when Thomas Everett went back there and they wound up winning a Super Bowl. This team does not need much to get themselves into the upper echelon in the NFC and, for that matter, in the NFL. As long as Zeke is on the field for 16 games and their offensive line is upright, they're going to score points. They're going to be fine. But it really would be nice if somehow some of their drives were 35 yards as opposed to every drive being 75 yards.
All right, Chuck Cooperstein, by the way, Talk of the Town with Eric Nadel and Brad Shem coming up on July 12th.
July 12th at the Booth Event Center in North Dallas between Midway and the Tollway. Texas Scottish Rite Hospital, New Friends, New Life, and Focus on Teens are the recipients of your contributions. And we'll sit around and tell some stories and basically say everything you ever wanted to know about your team but were afraid to ask, here we are.
All right, Chuck Cooperstein, we appreciate it. And CBS 11 News continues in a moment.